Although it's a very sensitive subject, it's important for gerbil owners to not only understand why their pet died, but the cause of death, especially if it was sudden. On that same note, it's just as important to understand what can cause seemingly sudden death in gerbils. Are there symptoms to look for? Specific afflictions that can take hold in such a sudden fashion that they're not clear to the casual eye? In this material, we will briefly discuss the most common reasons as to why gerbils pass away, some notable symptoms to monitor, and the general life expectancy of a gerbil. Enjoy the video. We hope you find it both helpful and informative. Before we take a look at specific ailments and causes of death, it's important to understand the average lifespan of a gerbil. It's quite short. For some owners, especially novice owners, a quote-unquote sudden death could mean the entire life of a gerbil. Because gerbils only live roughly 3 years on average, the entire life and death of a gerbil could be subjectively classified as sudden. While gerbils do show signs of natural aging, they're not that obvious. And because many known health ailments are hard to spot with an untrained eye, the death of a pet gerbil can catch an owner off guard, whether it be due to an undetected illness or just a 30-plus month period. That is quite short for us, but a full life for a gerbil. Old age and critical physical trauma notwithstanding, let's now examine the known causes that potentially can take your gerbil's life. Pay close attention to any signs and symptoms. In most cases, these signs will serve as your only way to recognize a potential issue. While gerbils can die of shock and fright, there's a bit more to the story. It doesn't occur the way you might think. Repeated stress caused by shock and fright can take its toll on a gerbil's body. It's rarely a singular event. Stress triggers are to blame. Gerbils can become so triggered they can have seizures that are shock and fright induced. Loud noises, too much excitement, fighting with another gerbil, being moved around too fast when being handled, etc. Even blowing in your gerbil's face can potentially cause them to have a severe negative reaction. Unless your gerbil is placed in a calm environment, living under the constant unwanted glow of stress is not healthy. As time goes on, your gerbil could very well succumb to the negative toll that stress, shock, and fright has taken on its body. Not only can gerbils have heart failure, it's unfortunately very common. In fact, gerbils suffer from heart failure more than most other animals. Due to their genetic makeup, gerbils are more likely to endure both diabetes and obesity. In addition, gerbils have an incredible heart rate, much faster than humans. A gerbil, when stressed, can have a heart rate of 600 beats per minute. That's both remarkable and frightening. Symptoms of heart failure can include, but are not limited to, increased weight gain of the sudden variety, swollen abdomen, this is due to both weight gain and bloating, heavy and labored breathing, often displayed as wheezing, constipation, decreased energy, and the appearance of a blue or gray tongue and gums. All of these symptoms, especially when clustered, are very serious. Most gerbil deaths are deemed sudden and unexpected because the signs are either extremely subtle or potentially ignored due to a lack of understanding. However, if you're keen enough to spot these issues, please take your gerbil to the vet as soon as possible. Obesity is a major risk factor when it comes to stroke. Similar to heart failure in many respects, a number of health negatives that gerbils possess also open the door for stroke, in the same way they do heart disease and heart failure. Stroke impacts gerbils many of the same ways that it can impact humans. Loss of various bodily functions, such as localized or complete paralysis. These symptoms are common. Other symptoms of stroke in gerbils can include the inability to use a specific limb, vision trouble, lack of facial control, most notably on one side, as noted, paralysis, and finally, in grave situations, sudden death can occur. Just like humans, gerbils can fall victim to upper respiratory issues. Because gerbils are so small, these infections can become quite serious. Sometimes you can notice symptoms slowly building in your gerbil. Other times, the onset of infection can be quite sudden. Some notable symptoms to be mindful of involve a runny nose and runny eyes, labored breathing, wheezing, or a clicking sound, and a decreased appetite and lack of energy. These are many of the same common symptoms found in humans, as well as other pets, such as dogs and cats. Respiratory issues can be resolved if they are recognized and properly treated in a timely fashion. If your gerbil begins to exhibit these outward symptoms, please take your pet to the vet. Antibiotics can be a lifesaver. And on that note, that will conclude things for this video and subject matter. If you'd like to know more about this topic and in greater detail, please read the written piece associated with this subject. It is available to you at gerbilwelfare.com. If you're currently viewing this material from Gerbil Welfare, we invite you to read the text available. If you're currently watching this video off-site on a different platform, we encourage you to click the link in the description box that is available to you. That will take you to the article in question. It is always our pleasure to be of service to you. And until our paths cross again, we thank you so much for watching. We wish you all the best, and we hope you have a wonderful day.